What's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck, and this is Xtreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today's Wednesday, October 5th, 2022, and this is my after Wednesday live stream AMC Gme and SPY daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. As always, I hope you all who did not show up to the live stream today, either here on the YouTube channel or on the Twitch channel, were able to take advantage of the volatility today. I hope you had a great day, and I hope more than not you were able to make some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm going to go over all my regulars like always, my snake Algo method for all three tickers, some macro comparatives, and some side-by-sides, projections, fulfillments from last night's projections in the update and prep video, and today's fulfillment of those projections. So with all of that said, let's dig in. I say it after every video, and I'm going to continue to say it as long as it's the truth. If you are missing these live streams on Wednesday, you are missing the boat. Again, I'm not going to elaborate any more past that. I'm going to allow all of you who were here today at the live stream to show up in the comment section and let everybody know how the live stream was today, how it was for you, what your day was like, talk about your extreme gains, all that good stuff. I look forward to reading all that. I'm going to let you all provide the commentary on the live stream for today. Moving on to my extreme gains from my scalp setups on the 7 tickers that I set up every single day. They provided 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 entries from trigger today. The highest ROI being 80%. I had 2 80s, a 75, a 60, a 50, and then from there down to 15 and multiples of them to round out that list for today. Also landed a W formation neckline break tutorial that I broke down in real time in the live stream that landed for 140% on top of the already set up scalp tickers that I do every day. So a super bonkers day from an Extreme Gains perspective. Myself, I did get to trade. I think I made 3 trades today in real time live here on the stream, went 3 for 3. So it was a good day from that perspective as well. And to all of our extended family out here in YouTube land, I hope you all were able to do something similar and make some extreme gains for yourselves. Moving on to the charts. Currently on your screen is AMC 5-minute on your left, SPY 5-minute on your right with my micro intraday snake from my snake Algo method on both of them. The blue is the projected price action for today on both of them, and then the subsequent fulfillment of both of them. You can see they were both on lock from open until close. We had one invert mirrored fulfillment here at the end of the day on SPY. AMC was dead on the entire day with no mirrored fulfillment whatsoever. This was put on here this morning to both of them, and we got to watch these fulfill from the opening until the close today. Again, I'm going to allow everybody to go ahead and comment about that. Another kick-ass day for the micro intraday snakes and my snake Algo method from that micro perspective. Then moving on to the intra-week snakes, macro comparatives, and side-by-sides of last night's projections and today's fulfillment of those projections. Currently on your screen is AMC and my current intra-week snakes. AMC finished the day regular trading hours down 6.39%, currently up 0.27% in after hours trading at $7.35. The current intra-week snakes that you see on your screen: green the day of divergence, that bullish upside snake; red the day prior to. They both have been projecting since the peak down to the bottom. We obviously have diverted a little bit away from the day of divergence, green bullish intra-week snake. If you look closely, it looks like we are mirroring this upside movement in a downside manner, but simultaneously we have been and still are fulfilling the day prior to intra-week snake, the red one here from the peak down. And once again today, you can see the continued fulfillment of it, literally candle for candle as it was projecting in last night's update and prep video. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video, the location of price action within it, the downside projection from it, and the 100% dead on candle for candle fulfillment of that downside here today. Real quick, I didn't mean to get rid of that so quick. I got sausages for fingers, so sometimes they have a mind of their own, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. I'll eat your children. No, I'm kidding. All right, so that's AMC intra-week snake projection fulfillment. Now you can see what the projection would be moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill the day prior to in this current position. We have talked about this technical setup and the W formation. I'm going to move the day prior to out of there. And I talked about the potential bounce and convergence back with the day of for that continued upside fulfillment. Now, what we have here is the neckline that has now rejected. We did not reclaim that as support, so we're back underneath. So it is looking a little weak right now. For this to have any potential possibility of getting that continuation to upside movement, I definitely first and foremost want to see it take out this confluence of resistance. There's the X marks the spot bullseye that I talked about in Sunday and last night's update and prep video that I projected absolutely dead on. I want to see it retake both of those levels of resistance and then give me a confirmation move to the upside for that continued fulfillment. If not, it is looking rather weak sitting in this current position that it's in. But that's what it would have to do to converge back with the upside snake, and that is what I will be looking at regarding the characteristics of movements with the intra-week snakes and AMC moving into tomorrow and beyond. Bear with me, I'm trying to rip through this thing real quick. All right, up next is the macro comparative for AMC. And as you know, I've been using the previous double bottom from two bottoms back, right here. And I've used it previously from peak to peak and everything in between in the straight up and mirrored. It's currently on here in the flipped position in blue. The red is the mirroring of that. Here is the position there. You can see the continued fulfillment of it today, where it's crossed back over and now potentially fulfilling the straight flipped position of it, like we talked about this potentially doing here in last night's update and prep video, if it did not get that neckline breach to upside for the continued upside fulfillment. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video of this position of the macro comparative, the position of price action within it, the projection from it. Either way, either the neckline break, continuation of fulfillment to upside, or a rejection and this fulfillment to downside. So you can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it in this position. Now, I did have this like this previously because they were both showing that continued upside. So if this current potential bottom that it's showing were to breach the downside, and realistically, I'm coming back down to my 683 level. If that 683 level were to breach the downside, then this would be a potential scenario where I would pull that back down for this level changed mirroring here for the rest of it, for that downside projection to be fulfilled in that manner. But as of right now, I'm still viewing it in its OG position. The secondary position that I had shown you and talked about puts the same macro comparative in a position where all of the price action in this bottom has been fulfilled with one position of this with no deviation or diversion from it yet, and or no mirrorings of it whatsoever. Full on fulfillment of it, almost candle for candle. Obviously, we are not getting the volatility that it had previously showed in this clip from its historical price action that I took it from, but you can see the continued fulfillment of it as it has been projecting and where we are at currently in it. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video of this position of the macro comparative, the location of price action within it, the projection from it, and the dead-on 100% fulfillment of it today once again. Likewise, you can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it in this position. Very similar to that of the mirrored position of the OG. They both project upside, just in a different manner. We have gotten away from this upside fulfillment unless we go bull heavy 1 4-hour candle, literally this 4-hour candle that we're in right now. Outside of that, then we may be looking at one of the alternate level changed mirrorings or this potential bullish if we continue bullish at this point and not fulfill this weak looking setup that we have currently right now. That's everything I'm looking at with AMC. Up next is GME. GME finished the day today down 4.38% in regular trading hours, currently up 0.04% in after hours, trading at 26.40. The current intra-week snakes on your screen: blue the day of divergence, red the day prior to. Now, the red is in the mirrored position, just FYI, it was the only way to put it, to refresh your memory from back when I first clipped these. They were both showing that W formation in here with the peak of the W, so that was the only way that I thought was relevant to put it. Here is the day of divergence, and you can see it continued to fulfill today and what that projection would be from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. The day prior to in this mirrored position is projecting the same upside, and you can see what that would be moving forward into tomorrow and beyond as well. However, putting it back in its straight up position, therefore implying that the middle of the W peak was fulfilled in a mirrored manner. And now if we were to converge back with that mirrored fulfillment, then it would be the heavy downside move for that second lower bottom over here, lower than where we have put it in, and a full-on breach of the macro ascending level of support moving forward. And you can see the projection from it moving forward if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Now, here is the side. I'm going to put it back in the original position here that I showed it to you in last night's update and prep video. Here is the side-by-side from the update and prep video. The location of price action within it, the projection from it, and the fulfillment of it, that little downside wick before the continued upside. And that's what we fulfilled here today. And now you see what the projection is moving forward. And that is everything I'm looking at with GME. Last but not least is SPY. SPY finished the day today down 0.23% in regular trading hours, up currently in after hours 0.01%, trading at 377.11. We got a huge bullish rebound today, intraday, off of the macro W neckline, confirmation and continuation push. That's what that bounce was intraday today. We talked about the technical setup of the W and of this breach of the neckline, a pullback, confirmation, continuation for continued upside fulfillment. I do have a lower macro third here, whether we validate that and interact with that for a potential upcoming breakdown, or we have the opportunity to invalidate and run right up to the macro third that I have sitting up there at around, depending upon the day, but around 405 for the time being. That will increase as the linear time it takes to get up there, if indeed we are heading up there. The intra-week snakes. The blue is the day of divergence. The red is the day prior to divergence. And I had originally had this downside in its straight up position, showing the complete opposite, almost mirrored projection as the day of divergence. It's very obvious. We got the continuation move today that I was looking for in the immediate right now for that continued fulfillment to upside as it is projecting. You can see the dead on candle for candle fulfillment of that to the upside today. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video, the position of price action within it, the projection from it, downside to hold the support there, then the initial back upside, and the 100% dead on fulfillment of it today. You can see what the projection is from it moving forward into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Now, I talked to you all about getting that confirmation, and then I would work this potentially like I work my micro intraday snakes, and I would use this as a counter mirror snake to potentially identify the nuanced movements throughout, because you can see that they are different. They are similar, but they are different. So I will be keeping an eye on this for those nuanced moves. However, at this time, it is technically invalid for its continued fulfillment unless price action were to turn around directly and go straight back down for a continued fulfillment of it to the downside. Right now, what's on the table is the day of divergence, and that is what I will be looking at moving forward from an intra-week perspective. Then I have the macro comparative from the 08-09 correction and crash that I have been tracking here on the channel since I created the channel back in December of 2021. And in the most recent position of it, this is where it has been. And we had overshot. We had the upside bounce projected out of this W formation, and we outshot that to the upside a little bit. And I talked about the rejection and price action coming back downside to converge back with it as option one. And so far it has not done that. Or option two, I'm not considering it invalidated yet since it didn't do that, because it may mirror this downside V-shaped recovery projection in an upside manner for an eventual convergence back with it for then continued fulfillment of it moving forward. Also, I would like to point out that the intra-week snakes, both the day of divergence and the day prior to divergence, are very, very, very similar to the projection from the macro comparative moving forward. So if price action were to fulfill that at a higher level, it is possible that perhaps this bottom here of this corner is actually in, and this is the fulfillment that we are getting. And if that were the case, now you can see the dead-on resemblance of the intra-week snake, day of and day prior to. So I will take that into consideration here moving forward and let you know if I end up shifting to this potential position moving forward, dependent upon a little more confirmation. I'm not ready to make that call yet, but that is where we are currently at within that macro comparative. Here is the side-by-side from last night's update and prep video. The location of price action within it, the projection from it for the rejection back downside, and obviously we did not fulfill that today. We're hung up above the macro neckline, which is a bullish sign if we can continue to get that fulfillment push to the upside and that confirmation push or continuation push to the upside. I would like to see the previous confirmation resistance get breached and held to the upside for that continuation push. But you can see what it is, obviously, and I just explained to you what I'm looking at and looking for with price action regarding the macro comparative moving forward into tomorrow and beyond as well. My friends, my family, that is everything I have for this video. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you all very much. Throw a like button, smash down on the video. I'd like to see you all in the comments. Looking forward to reading those. Real quick, too, a reminder, and you don't know this, but I want to let you know, I will not be making an update and prep video tomorrow night. I am not going to be around to do that tomorrow night. So the next one I'll put out will be on Sunday afternoon for the weekly update and prep video like I do on Sunday afternoon. So have a great day in the market on both Thursday and Friday. Kick some ass, make some extreme gains for yourselves, and I'll talk to you all on the next one. Later.